Right, this is a tutorial on how to warp acapellas using Ableton 9. If you've watched the previous video that I did on warping, it's a slightly different approach. Some of the principles still work. Well, they're still the same, but it's you have to think about it in a slightly different way, and that it's the main emphasis. Like with this, is like you have to rely on your internal rhythm rather than the rhythm of Ableton. So bear that in mind. Like when I go through it, I'll keep emphasising that. But it's vitally important. Right. First of all, find your acapella. So I've got folder of acapellas. First of all, I'm going to choose. I'll choose a rap acapella first, just because of the rhythm of it. So. I can't stand it. I know you're playing it. I'ma send it straight this one. Alright, that one will do. Like with the other tutorial, I always work like when I'm doing warping in this mode in the arrange window. So make sure you've got that on. Although you can actually do it in the session window if you just double click it, but it's just the way I do it. Once you've loaded in your acapella, just make sure that your acapella is warped. Make sure your acapella is open and then click warp to enable the warp feature, so that you can change the time of it. Right, before in the previous tutorial, when I went through warp markers and warping and all that, the first thing that I did was actually find the first beat, and then from that move that to number 1. So basically the first beat in Ableton, which is there or there. I'm gonna do something slightly different because it's an acapella. It doesn't work the same way, and the reason for that is like most acapellas actually come in before the beat or after the beat. They very rarely, from what I've heard, come in on the beat. There are the odd exception, but the odd exceptions, but for the most part, they'll come in usually before the beat. With this one, what we're probably best doing is just having a listen to the original track. So I'll just pause it a sec. Right, so here's the original track. What you need to do, when you listen to the original track with the acapella is from, you need to listen to where the first beat of a set of 4 bars lies within the vocal. So I'll just play. I won't play it all. I'll just play a little snippet just before the vocal comes in. But just pay attention to what word in the vocal lies on that first beat, and that's the key to finding the first warp mark. Right, so if you listen to that, you should have got that the first word the word that lies on the first beat is can't. He says it in an American accent, so it's not can't. It's not. It's just not. So you just need to find the word can't in the acapella. So if we go back to Ableton, when we play it through the acapella, so that's the first beat. So you can see already, if you compare it to the tutorial on the house track, if you've got a track that's got a definite rhythm and definite points, Ableton will place those points in. With this, it didn't have a point there. Can't get rid of that. It didn't have a point there, so I had to sort of drop it in. So probably do a bit over there. With acapellas, always try and find the pulse of the acapella, like the rhythm of the acapella, rather than just sort of guessing. Like the whole thing with like acapellas is that the singer will almost always be singing to a definite beat, so they'll usually like emphasize certain words and certain like phrases on the beat, and they're the things that you need to look for. So it's not as easy as a house track, obviously, because you can't see the beat. You've got to listen out for it, and that's the main thing. So with that, that's the first beat. Well, the first beat, the first word that's on. Oh God, the first beat of that bar where this vocal lies. So if we move that over to number 1, don't worry that you're not hearing that first part of the vocal, because we'll bring that back later on. But the acapella now should sound like this. Can't stand it, I know you're playing it. Right. The next thing then, similar to the warp tutorial with the house track, you're finding the next bar, like the first beat of the next bar. So like if you think of this as the first beat of the first bar, the second bar, the first beat of it should have emphasis on like one word. So if we go back to the Beastie Boys, the original track, like Sabotage, we just listen out for like that one word which lies on the second bar, and that word is I'm. So we need to find I'm. Can't stand it, I know you're playing it. Which is there, I think. And then once you've got those 2 points, you basically you've set the time between those 2 points, and everything else should be aligned roughly similar to that. Once you've done that, you'll see like on the segment BPM, it'll say 81.90 or whatever BPM that roughly your track is at. I recommend, like, if you're not if you're just sort of using your acapella at its normal speed, I'd just change the BPM of Ableton just to match it. So like 82, just round that up. Right, once you've got that, just turn a click on and just see if that's lined up. Can't stand it, I know you're playing it. I'ma set it straight this one again. I can't stay rocking when I'm in here, 'cause you're crystal. Right, and that starts to wave. So you know that's in time from that point, from the second bar. So the next thing is just to make sure the rest of it's aligned. Can't stand it, I know you're playing it. I'ma set it straight this one again. I can't stay rocking when I'm in here, 'cause your crystal ball ain't so crystal clear. So while you sit back and wonder why, I can't stand. Right, we'll listen to the track again just to see if the vocal in the original sort of moves around like that, because it sounds a bit weird. Now, all the vocal on the original is it's got like a certain rhythm to it, and the rhythm is along with the beat. So this is wrong. Oops. Right, so what I'm going to do is just take this straight, because that looks like a definite point that it comes in. So move that over and just see if that helps. No, it doesn't seem to. Can't stand it, I know you're playing it. I'ma set it straight this one again. I can't stand rocking when I'm in here, 'cause your crystal ball ain't so crystal clear. So while you sit back this vocal is sort of wavering, and this will happen, like, just because acapellas aren't, the beats aren't sort of specific. It's sort of it's more of a feeling. So the best way to do it, well, actually the best way to do it is to put a beat underneath it. So we get like a hip hop beat.